Welcome, y'all, to the Osage County, Oklahoma podcast. We promise to keep it entertaining, and we guarantee the smiles are always free. I'm your host, Kelly Bland, and I can't wait for you to meet the guest we have today. Let's get started. Yeah, we're going to have fun.
Are you a good editor?
I'm a good editor.
Okay, then that's all we need.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Bland with the Osage in It podcast, and I am blessed to be sitting here in the Hot Rod Garage in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. We're going to be talking today with Jason Smith and Brandon McCullough about an upcoming event at Woolaroc called The Gathering at the Rock. Welcome, Jason and Brandon. Thank you for joining me today.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right. Okay, gentlemen, let's just start it off with the Gathering at the Rock. Can you just kind of tell everybody a little bit what's going to be going on with that, what's going to be happening? Let's talk about it.
You may go. So, came up with a concept for this idea for a traditional hot rod and custom show, and we were trying to find a venue in this area that we thought would be amazing and be appropriate for kind of the vision we had for the show. And so we've both been to Woolaroc. My family and I, we go to Woolaroc every year, particularly around Christmas time, and enjoyed it a lot. And when we thought about having this show at Woolaroc, we had no idea whether they would entertain it or not. And so we just approached them and said, hey, what do you guys think? And they immediately were very receptive and excited about the possibilities. And so that was about a year ago that the discussion started, and we've been doing a lot of planning and work since, and it's coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Well, I think it sounds really neat. What are some things, what should people expect? You've got a certain way you're kind of promoting this, kind of tell, what's that wording out there for this, what gentleman, the man, what are you putting it out there as?
So the tagline is a car show for the discerning man.
Discerning man, what does that mean?
You want to heckle that?
I don't know.
I mean, it sounds pretty impressive.
So we have a third guy that has helped us. His name's Ryan Cochran, and he's a very smart, creative guy. He does a lot of blogs and internet stuff. So that term kind of refers to a specific style and taste of cars. And so we look at cars, and we have everybody likes different things, and that's what kind of the fun thing about this hobby is their different style, different taste, different looks, and whatnot. So we like the more traditional, more vintage, more high class, high end style of things.
Right.
And so at our show, we're not only going to have hot rods, but we'll have some vintage classic sports cars, and some other classic cars that are very unique and very rare, possibly.
Give me an example.
So we have a lady coming over from Northwest Arkansas that has a 1930 Lincoln Roadster.
Oh, my.
Very rare. It's a survivor car, they call it. So this car's not really been ever fully restored. It's just still in mostly original condition.
Wow.
And she'll probably drive it over here.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And then we've got some vintage Porsches and
what was Ken Davis's?
Kenny Davis's Roadster.
No, I'm sorry. The
Todd
dual
Code?
cow. Yes.
Oh, Ted Davis. He's got a dual cow Packard 1930.
Packard, wow.
Packard, yeah. Very expensive, rare, unique car. It's fully restored, beautiful. I'm sure he'll drive it on our drive, and so people get to enjoy that. So we're going to have a pretty good variety.
Sounds wonderful. Mm-hmm. So give us a little bit of the background. What made you guys come up with this? Can you kind of give, what brought about Gathering at the Rock? I know we were talking about it a little bit before we started our pod. Fill everybody in.
Well, like he had said, we had been to many car shows all across the country. Jason builds great cars that are all across the country. He's networked with a lot of people. Social media has made it to where somebody like me can network with people. So we've just kind of threw it around. There's a deep history of hot rods and hot rodding here in Oklahoma, so we thought that we could always put something together here. Like he said, it was just finding the correct venue So once we found that right venue, which I didn't even know was here, they introduced me to it.
Oh my.
We knew that we had something here. So once we put, Bob and Paula on board with us,
Right.
we put the word out, 6 months ago? I think
Yeah.
we kind of released it on Instagram and Facebook, and it took fire immediately. So
Almost strictly and solely built this show on social media.
right, and,
Yeah.
and just with the right people, getting them on board, it's snowballed, and it's still snowballing to this morning. So
Yeah, and so the venue is Woolaroc out
Correct.
there between Bartlesville and Barnstall, and that's what's brought me here because that's in Osage County.
right.
I know that there's a poker run going on. Kind of give us a brief. What's that day going to look like?
So we initially we're going to do a poker run, and we had some stops that we're going to do, cards, draws. Some of the restrictions, some of the things we're dealing with COVID, and some of the
Okay.
businesses, they really couldn't participate like they had hoped. So we just turned it into what we're calling a reliability run.
Okay.
Okay, so we're still doing it. We're still stopping at those locations and promoting their businesses, but we're not really doing the whole card draw thing.
Okay.
So the goal is a Friday morning, which is the 30th. We're going to all meet at our host hotel, which is the Hilton Garden Inn there downtown Bartlesville.
Gotcha.
And about 10 o'clock, we're going to leave there. And on our website or Facebook page, we have our map, predominantly Osage County, that we're going to do about a 90-mile drive through some really pretty, beautiful scenic areas in our county and in our state. We anticipate at least 150, probably more cars involved in the drive, and so it'll be quite a scene to see all those cars cruising through
Oh, goodness gracious,
Rural.
yeah.
Osage County. So we wanted to show off some beautiful kind of ranch land and parts of the state and the county, and so that'll start in Bartlesville. We've got the map route. We'll go through Barnstall. We'll go through Pawhuska, Pioneer Woman. We'll go through Skytook. We'll go fall south from there, and then end up at my shop here in Sand Springs.
And this is on Friday.
That's on Friday.
for
Yeah.
your car enthusiasts, people that are entered in the car show.
That's correct.
Gotcha.
Yep, and then we'll hang around here at the shop a little bit, and then we'll head back up for kind of a reception, say street party, Friday night, downtown Bartlesville.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then what's going on the next day?
So then, so Saturday morning, all the registered cars and people will come out to Woolaroc to get parked and placed and put in their spots for the day, and then the gates open, I believe, at 10. Right?
Okay.
So spectators are welcome, and come enjoy Woolaroc and enjoy the car show.
That sounds amazing, because when you put a car show out at Woolaroc with that backdrop, you just set yourself apart right there, much less the classics and the vintage models that are going to be there. So this sounds really, really unique. So is it too late if someone has a vehicle they'd like to put in your car show? Is it too late for them to get on your list?
I would say at this time, yes.
Okay.
So we put a limit on the number of cars for the first year,
What was that limit?
250.
Oh, and you
Okay.
got them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my. Wow.
Yeah, so we did that for a couple of reasons. One, the first year being somewhat of an invitational. And then two, it's our first year to host an event, so we wanted to keep it manageable. We didn't want to overwhelm Woolaroc or ourselves or anything, because we want our guests, our people that are coming, to enjoy themselves. Hence the name Gathering, that we want it to be as much about the people coming together and having a good time as the cars, because this show is not focused at all on awards or classes or prizes or whatever. It's not really the focus.
Okay.
Although we will have a few awards, it's not your typical judged event. That's not how we're doing that.
Well, especially with the year that we've been through, a lot of these guys haven't been able to go anywhere with their cars, so they are really anxious to get here.
I bet.
And I think just to see their old friends that they haven't seen. So it's going to be a blast.
So yeah, we typically have little reunions throughout the year in different parts of the country with the guys that we know and like. And this year's been, extraordinary in the fact we haven't really done that at all. So we got a lot of interest based on that. Guys are ready to get out. Them and their wives are coming. They just want to see people, get out and enjoy their cars and come see what Woolaroc's all about. Lots of interest in the place, the ranch. Once we started telling people like Woolaroc, they're like, what in the world? So, of course we put the website out, and wow, the response has been really, really good.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
I'm excited to see it.
So this is year 1.
Yep.
Initial inauguratory type year.
Yep.
You looking to continue this, make this an annual event, hopefully?
Well, we hope so. Well, there again, with this being the first year, we don't know what's going to happen until Saturday, to be honest with you. So one thing that we've talked about is 250 going to be too many? Is 250 not enough? Do we have room for spectators? Woolaroc is only so big, so we can only go so big with the show. So I think making it limited, invitational show makes it nicer.
Yeah.
So just a nice, great quality of cars, and just kind of keep it that way. One of the shows that he had talked about earlier that we all love going to is the Roundup in Austin. In the beginning, it was a smaller, quaint show, and now it's, 7,000 cars maybe?
Oh, yeah,
It's gotten too big to where we want to keep this small. So
the impression I'm kind of getting as y'all are talking about the feel of this event, not that this would be the dress code, but I think female. So I'm thinking it's not a barnyard barbecue sort of a party, but it's sort of like maybe a dinner jacket sort of thing. It's exclusive. It's higher end. It's set in a beautiful venue with a backdrop. It's invitational. So, to me, it sounds like something you just don't want to miss. I'm thinking I might want to be standing on the street corner in Pawhuska as y'all come through and just watching it.
Listen, it's going to be a great sight on Friday. We had joked about it when you come in the gates at Woolaroc. If we could almost put stadium seating right there as cars are.
Wouldn't that be neat?
It'd be awesome.
I love that idea.
So,
because these guys are proud of their cars, they put a lot of time, and a lot of money, and they enjoy the hobby. They enjoy the camaraderie, but they also enjoy the cars. So to see, and so the era and vintage of Woolaroc, right? It was built in the 20s, 30s. That era matches
with the car
predominantly the cars that are coming.
What a neat fit.
And so we have somewhat avoided the more modern looking cars, like the cars with a lot of the modern wheels and modern paint. We've kind of stuck with the older, traditional, more vintage style stuff. Fits the venue, fits our taste. We're not trying to exclude anybody. We're not trying to be snobby in any way. But there is a lot of car shows around, and there's plenty that fit all those different tastes and style. We're just trying to do our style.
Right.
Yeah. So we would welcome, if you've got a more modern built car or something that doesn't fit our year cutoff, we still welcome you to come up, look it over, enjoy the day, enjoy Woolaroc, and all of that.
All right.
Yep.
So if people want information on this, besides visit theosage.com, because we've got your event up on our website, what's your website and contact information?
Yeah, I don't even know. TheHotRodGathering.com.
All right, correction. TheHotRodGathering.com. Right? Yep, I'll fix it. TheHotRodGathering.com. We got it covered.
Yeah. Instagram feed.
Gathering at the Rock.
Gathering at the Rock, separated by the underscore between each word.
We've got a Facebook page.
Okay.
Gathering at the Rock. Then that's pretty much it.
Right.
And it's pretty much covered our needs, and people have found us through that.
Okay. I'm Kelly Bland. Thanks for joining us today on Osagin It. Remember, I've had Jason Smith and Brandon McCullough. We're talking about the Gathering at the Rock, taking place on October 30th and 31st, but 31st is the car show out at Woolaroc. Y'all are all invited. Thanks for joining us again. Y'all come see us in Osage County, Oklahoma, where the smiles are always free. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
That was easy cheesy.